There are certain jobs that'll be replaced by AI.
Who wins? Who loses?
We had the Industrial Revolution 200 years ago, and now the gold rush is moving towards AI. But success, wealth creation, anything, it's all about what we're telling ourselves up here.
What's your advice on building a long-term AI business rather than a quick side hustle?
My favorite side hustle, my favorite way to make money right now with AI. And then we started business after business after business, and we just kept losing. It's like I run weird tests with ChatGPT and Grok and Gemini. I weird these 7 figures to 8 figures in our business. Consistency, just sticking with something long enough to be able to spot opportunity.
There's also power. As I'm talking to you right now, there's no power.
That what I'm selling to them is going to work for them. If you're not value oriented, you will lose. You could scoop up probably 20 or 30 clients really easy for $1,000 a month. And a lot of people, most of those people have lost money on their apps. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. I am going to make money. I'm going to make $1 million.
The business that got you to millions.
That's a really good question. ChatGPT Operator was terrible. It was a really, really stupid rollout that they did. I think it was a massive mistake. Charged a whole lot of money for it, and then it had a whole lot of cancellations because it's just terrible. I mean, we're on this call because I create content that gives value. And you're like, I want to talk to Scott. That is marketing.
What's up, y'all? It's your host, MiAKASSiSSA, and you already know. Now I'm here with a very, very special guest, very powerful guest. The kind of guest I wish to have often on the show. So I'm here with Scott Simson. He's a business person, entrepreneur, and marketing expert from the United States of America. Scott, welcome to the show. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. I'm so honored and proud to have you here. Where are you joining us from right now?
I live in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Oh, that's nice. So, how big do you think AI's role is in making millions today?
Yeah, so I think that making $1 million can come in many forms today. I think there's a lot of opportunity with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, as everybody knows, is basically going to be taking over the world. We're in the middle of we had the Industrial Revolution 200 years ago, and now we're in the middle of this tech revolution, this artificial intelligence revolution. And I think that if you're smart and you're paying attention, you can take advantage of there's a lot of opportunity out there. Now, that said, there's also a lot of opportunity outside of artificial intelligence. I talked to, I made a video the other day about categories, opportunity that doesn't require tech at all, in the trades, plumbing, carpentry, auto detailing. There's so many things that everybody's going to be. The gold rush is moving towards AI, but a lot of people are going to be moving away from the trades, which is going to open up a huge opportunity over here in the trades. So I think there's a lot of opportunity in artificial intelligence. I definitely think everybody should be looking into it. Everybody should be learning it. But I also think that there's opportunity everywhere. And so you shouldn't limit to yourself to thinking, if I'm not getting into AI, I'm going to be poor, because that's not the case at all. You can be rich in anything. I could be rich selling pens, right? You can be rich mowing lawns, or you can be rich delivering groceries. It's just a matter of understanding where the opportunity is and then jumping on the opportunity.
Excellent. I like that. So, Scott, for those who don't know you yet, can you briefly share your journey from entrepreneur to multi-million-dollar marketer? We want to know more about you.
Yeah, so I'm 40 years old, and I didn't make $1 million until I was, let's see here, 2021 was our first year. So I was 30, I don't know, I can't do the math. I was 36. So I didn't make $1 million until I was 36. And so for anybody who's like thinking, first of all, I'm too old, or if I haven't hit it by now, I'm not ever going to hit it. That's wrong thinking. That just means that you're not, what it really means is that you haven't developed the mindset of being able to spot opportunity, or you haven't developed the mindset of consistency, just sticking with something long enough to be able to spot opportunity. And so my entrepreneurial journey, 20 years ago, my wife and I started our first business, and we lost a lot of money. And then we started business after business after business, and we just kept losing. But what ended up happening, even though I was spending all this money on these businesses and losing all this money, I wasn't actually losing. I was gaining knowledge. I was gaining wisdom. Every time you stumble, every time you fail, you have an opportunity to collect information. You have an opportunity to collect skills. You have an opportunity to collect data that then you can compile in your mind, and then you'll eventually get to a point where you're like, hey, I learned. You remember when I failed, 10 years ago? Well, I learned something when I failed, and now that education I can use to work on this business over here. And I need that education in order to make this business successful. So I had failed so many times. I'd stumbled so many times. I had collected all this information. And then when I started my agency, my YouTube agency in 2019, everything that I learned from all of these business failures, I incorporated into it, and it just immediately started making money. And so one of my core principles is the faster that you can fail, the faster you collect information. And the more information you collect, the faster you collect information, the faster you'll be able to become successful, because you're just taking all of that information and then using it in that one business opportunity.
Excellent. So it's fail fast to grow fast.
Yeah. Just get in and get your hands dirty. The people who are the most successful are the ones who are fearless when it comes to failure. They don't see failure. And I don't even see failure anymore. It's just there might be temporary roadblocks or obstacles that you have to get through, but that's just education. It's nothing else. And so if you can see that as just education, an educational moment, then you can use the data that you collect in order to enhance the next business.
Yeah. So failing is a learning experience and feedback. So you talked about your YouTube agency. Is that the business that got you to millions? I know
Yes.
at Graffiti Media, right?
Graffiti Media. That's right.
Okay, that's excellent. That's nice. Okay, let's go to the AI. Do you think that AI will replace people, or is this just fear overblown?
Well, people are adaptable, right? And so there are definitely going to be jobs that will be replaced by AI. There are certain jobs that will be replaced by AI. But that doesn't mean that people won't be able to figure out what they can do next, right? And so it's just kind of like let's see here. The car replaced horses in terms of transportation. It's like, yes, the horses were replaced, but then we found different purposes for horses. We found different things to use horses for as soon as cars came out. That's what's going to happen with artificial intelligence. We're going to have jobs, complete industries that are taken over by AI, but new opportunities, new industries are going to open up. And so all of the people who were like, hey, I was going to be a virtual assistant, all of the people who are like, I'm going to be a virtual assistant, will now shift into being something else. They'll find opportunity somewhere else. So yes, it's disruptive and it changes things, but it's going to open a lot of doors. So for people who are displaced are going to be able to find other things to do easily.
Excellent. What's the current situation in the US right now? How is AI impacting the job market in the US? Who wins? Who loses?
I think that the only people who lose are the people who don't take advantage of artificial intelligence as it's disrupting an industry. So there are a lot of people, for example, who refuse to get on Facebook. A lot of people who refuse to use social media at all and in their business. And those people are losing to the people who are running Facebook ads, because you can reach so many more people with a Facebook ad than you can word of mouth or door to door, or through, we have these little coupon packs that, you know, you can mail out to everybody in a specific area, just promoting your business. And so the people who aren't using social but are using these old methods of marketing are losing to the people who are using social media. So the same thing's going to happen with artificial intelligence. The people who aren't using AI in their business are going to lose to the people who are, because AI makes you a multiple more productive. So for example, I'm taking all of my knowledge when it comes to growing YouTube channels, and I put it into a custom GPT. And that custom GPT is now used by my entire staff in order to come up with ideas for videos, ideas for titles and thumbnails, scripts. I can multiply what's in my head over and over, 10,000 times over, and never even scratch the surface of artificial intelligence. And so that makes my business way more powerful than my competitor who is not using AI. And I hope all my competitors use AI, because it makes us all more productive. But yeah, the people who are winning are the ones who are taking advantage of artificial intelligence and duplicating themselves, making themselves more productive. The people who are losing are the ones who are saying, I refuse to use artificial intelligence at all. I want to cling to the things I know, as opposed to learning something new that can possibly potentially enhance my work ethic, or my work productivity, and my effort.
Excellent. So the big enemy right here is resistance to change.
Exactly.
So if you had to start from scratch today, and you have AI, what's the fastest way to make your first $10,000?
Yeah. So I made this video a couple weeks ago, and it was side hustles, AI side hustles. And my favorite side hustle, my favorite way to make money right now with AI, if I were to just do nothing else but focus on this, would simply be build custom GPTs for founders, for business owners, so that way they can duplicate themselves. And what I would do is I'd come to a business person, and I'd say, hey, I would like to go through all your Facebook posts, all of your social media posts, all of your YouTube transcripts, and I'm going to train a custom GPT to think just like you, so that way we can have a very specific outcome. We can train it to have output very specific outcomes for people, for your business. Clone the founders. If you clone the founders, and the founders are super, super excited, because they get time back. They become more productive. You can clone a founder to create content like them. You can clone, like we've done. We can clone a founder to be able to ideate like them, to be able to come up with ideas. And if you can do that, that's worth. I mean, that is worth, for me, just to be the ability to do that has been worth, I mean, probably $50,000-$60,000 right now. I mean, I would, and it's going to make me it's going to make us millions of dollars. Just having a clone of me in ChatGPT is going to make me millions of dollars. That's worth $10,000-$15,000 just to pay somebody to do it for me. So if there are people who are out there who are like, hey, I will clone you into ChatGPT. I will create a custom GPT based off of you, and I'm going to train it for you. You could make thousands of dollars per client, millions of dollars. You could do that with. You can make from it.
Excellent. That's excellent. So if I ask you, what are the biggest AI-driven business opportunities right now that most people are sleeping on? Would you say it's still custom GPTs, or would you mention another thing?
Yeah, custom GPTs, agency work. There's a lot of agency work that can be done using artificial intelligence. Again, I mean, it like if you want to, if somebody were to come in and say, hey, I'll design you a custom GPT for $15,000, to me, that would be worth it. But to some people, they don't have $15,000 to invest in a custom GPT. So if I came in and I was like, hey, I'm going to build a content machine that thinks like you, and I will make all of your content for you. I'll make daily content. I'll make you 5 posts a day, daily content. I'm going to train a custom GPT to think like you, and it's only going to cost you $500 a month, $1,000 a month. A lot of people will do that. They'll just be like, yeah, I'll do that. Send me content every single day that thinks like me, that acts like me, that talks like me, and I will pay $1,000 a month for that. That is a huge opportunity as well. It's a lower cost, but it's monthly recurring, and it's agency work. You could scoop up probably 20 or 30 clients really easy for $1,000 a month, just by saying, I will create all of your content a month. I'll create all of your written posts a month. And I think that could be huge, because you could go to X, you could go to Facebook, and you could copy and paste all of these different frameworks, all these content frameworks that are successful, viral content frameworks that are successful, train your own custom GPT, and then start creating content for people based off of what has worked. Super easy.
Yes, that's excellent. So many entrepreneurs are stuck in chasing AI trends. What's your advice on building a long-term AI business rather than a quick side hustle?
Yeah, so this is kind of AI is so new and it's moving so fast that you kind of always have to be ready to adapt and evolve. And so I think that, what's working right now, a custom GPT is working right now, that could completely change within the next 6 months. So there are these like very explosive opportunities that you could jump on right away. Services, though, are never going to go away. There's always going to be people who are willing to pay someone else to do hard work that they don't want to do. And so I think that the best way to grow something that has longevity is to provide some type of clear service to people on a recurring basis. That's why we have an agency. My agency has been in business for 6 years. We have between 15 and 20 clients at any given time, and it's just very, very consistent. And I don't have to market to the masses. I mean, we do, but I don't have to market to the masses. My business could survive on word of mouth. Whereas if I were to create an offer that is custom GPTs, I have to constantly be marketing, because I only work with one person one time. And so if I can work with 10 people over the course of 2 years and they pay me $1,000 a month, that's $240,000 that I made over the course of 2 years. And it just comes in monthly. I don't have to worry about the marketing aspect of it. I only have to worry about marketing. It's a minor part of my business. The major part of my business is customer satisfaction. It is making sure that the customers that I have don't leave me, which is a different mindset. Which I prefer more. I like customer satisfaction more than I like the marketing side of the business, because it's just naturally what I've been gifted with.
Excellent. So you have focused more on a customer-centric approach. So what's the biggest AI-related mistake you see marketers and business owners making today?
The biggest mistake. That's a really good question. I mean, we don't know. Nobody really knows how to perfectly use AI. And so I think the biggest mistake isn't really in like how people are using it. It's that some people aren't using it. Right. And I mean, it's like if we were to go back 20 years ago, when the cell phone just came out, I mean, whenever it started gaining popularity and everybody was getting a cell phone, maybe 25 years ago, that's when it really started clicking for us. I would say the cell phone was probably one of the single biggest game changers for business owners, because now you could do business anywhere. And then as soon as the smartphone came out, now you have the power of the internet at your fingertips all the time. People who didn't take advantage of that was a massive mistake for those people. And again, going back to social media, people who don't take advantage of social media. That is a massive mistake for those people. People who don't take advantage of artificial intelligence, that is a massive mistake for those people. Those people are going to end up losing because if they can only output, they can only do as much work as what they themselves are capable of doing. When I'm using artificial intelligence, I have the power of 3 of me, 4 of me, 5 of me working all the time. It doesn't like nobody from 5 years ago can touch my productivity now because I have the power of artificial intelligence. We were laughing about this the other day because we had a client at the very beginning of our agency who wanted us to build them content frameworks for every single video that they shot. And this was before ChatGPT. And so we'd go in and we type it all up, and it would take us an hour per framework, and they do 3 videos a week. And so it's an additional 3 hours, maybe even sometimes 5 or 6, just depending on if they have feedback and they're like, hey, I don't like that, and I need you to change this one. We do all of the research for those videos so that we would know exactly what the frameworks should say. And it would take us hours and hours and hours. I can just plug a prompt into ChatGPT and have all of those frameworks done in 15 minutes now. That's how much faster we've become. So if agency, if my agency is doing it with ChatGPT and agency B over here is not using ChatGPT, they're using the old school method. It takes me 15 minutes. It takes them 6 hours to get done what takes me 15 minutes. Like, that is a massive mistake, not using ChatGPT. I don't know anybody who is not using ChatGPT in that context, but still, like, people who are refusing to use AI are losing big.
Excellent. So the big mistake right now is just not to use AI, because those who are using AI will be more competitive and more productive than you, so you will get left behind. So the biggest mistake is not to be interested about AI.
Yeah, it's not experimenting, playing with it, learning its capabilities. Like, I run weird tests with ChatGPT and Grok and Gemini. I run these weird tests with them just so I can understand how they work, how their large language models produce content based off of, or produce an output based off of my input. And so I'm always learning. I'm playing with it every single day just to learn where the line is drawn and which platform is better than others. And that makes me very dangerous as a business owner because I'm constantly feeding myself information, feeding myself data.
Excellent. So Scott, let's talk about Africa. What do you think, or what do you know about Africa on this making money with AI topic? Do you see Africa playing a new role in the AI economy? Do you see Africans profiting from this AI making money? What do you think?
So artificial intelligence is a worldwide. It will make a worldwide impact. Anybody, anywhere can be successful with artificial intelligence. I don't like geopolitically, economically. I don't know the ins and outs of Africa and different regions. I do know we've worked with some people who've lived in various parts of Africa, and I know that there is still like internet issues in certain parts where internet can be slow, or it's pooled, and so during the daytime it's a little bit slower than if you're using the internet during the nighttime. We've had some difficulties working with people in certain parts of Africa just simply with internet usage. So I think internet infrastructure needs to change and enhance in a lot of places, but there's still a lot of opportunity. Starlink, I know it's expensive, but Starlink is going to be a game changer in terms of internet connectivity in different various parts, regions that may be a little bit slower internet, and using Starlink or these alternative sources of internet could be a great option for people. But what I would say first and foremost is that there needs to be anywhere in the world, you can have these opportunities, but the work ethic, I mean, this is where I get into the mindset side of of my channel. It's like I really like dive deep into mindset because I want to train people to think like a millionaire, to have the work ethic as a millionaire. And if you don't have the mindset, and again, this isn't just Africa, but it's anywhere in the world, even in the United States, if you don't have the mindset of I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be successful, and I'm willing to learn from my mistakes, and I'm willing to look for opportunity, then regardless of where you're at, you won't find that. You won't become successful. Or if you try to take advantage of people, you won't be successful because your name will be ruined. So you have to operate with integrity. You have to have a mindset mentality of not thinking if I'm successful, but when I'm successful, and being willing to do whatever it takes in order to get from where you're at right now to where you want to be. And if you have that ability to think that way, if you train yourself to think that way, you will be successful. It's just a matter of time, and just enjoy the journey as you're on your path, because you're on the right path.
That's excellent. So my next question was going to be, what's missing for Africa to dominate AI opportunities? But I've noticed that you have mentioned internet problems. That's good. That's true. There's also power. Like as I'm talking to you right now, there's no power. I'm using there's no power right now. We have if you were launching a new SaaS or AI startup today, what's the number one marketing strategy you'd use to scale fast? And in a whole, what would be your go-to market playbook to product market fit?
I would. It depends on how much money I have going into it. If I'm launching from zero, I would start creating content immediately. And I would. I mean, this is how I marketed my business from the beginning. I've run very little Facebook ads. Now we're spending more money in like Facebook advertising, but the way that we launched our business was content marketing, organic content marketing. I just started making content, started telling people what I do, and then business would come in. And I'm always value oriented, so I teach as I advertise. And hey guys, so here are 3 tips if you want to have a more successful YouTube channel. Tip 1, blah blah blah. Tip 2, blah blah blah. Tip 3, blah blah blah. If you want to learn more and you'd like to learn about what we do in our business, we've helped a whole lot of people. I'm happy to help. Shoot me a DM. And if you just create content like that for long enough, DMs will start to come in. I would. Anybody in the world, I would say, if you can create content that is giving value. I mean, we're on this call because I create content that gives value. And you're like, I want to talk to Scott. That is marketing. Now we're filming this. We formed this relationship where it's like, hey, if there's ever an opportunity to work with Scott, I'd love to work with Scott. And people who are listening to this are like, oh, Scott is giving so much value in this content. I'd love to be able to work with him someday. There are some people, not everybody, there are some people. And those are the people who I want to work with. Those are the people who are more likely to give me a call when they need me and come and work with me. So if I just put a ton of value out there organically, then that content will work for me eventually. And again, my mindset doesn't think in terms of I need business tomorrow. If I need business tomorrow, I'm going to use a different strategy. But my mentality is I am planting seeds, and I'm planting seeds all over the internet. And there are people who are going to stumble upon those seeds as they start to grow. And there are going to be some of those seeds that produce fruitful trees that are going to bring a whole lot of people back to me. And there are some that are just, never going to produce anything. But my thought process is if I can plant 1 million seeds, I have 1 million different marketing channels that are working for me that will bring business back to me. That's the power of organic. Paid is just, hey, I'm going to spend some money on some ads and hope for a very specific outcome in a short period of time. But you have to start with money. And that is not not everybody has money to spend on Facebook ads or on advertising, direct response.
What are the biggest mistakes SaaS or AI startups are making today to launch their business?
I see a lot of people who are making AI tools, and the problem with making AI tools in the AI space right now is you have to be able to go to market extremely fast, because there are a lot of bigger companies who are making very similar tools that will go to market faster than you, and you will lose. I know a number of people who have spent 6 months building tools, and by the time they get to launch, their tool is now obsolete because artificial intelligence has changed. And so I would say, if I were building a SaaS tool, I would encourage people not to try to build SaaS tools, like artificial intelligence SaaS tools right now. I just don't see the benefit of it. I think that I think that I think things are changing way too fast for people to be able to catch up to it or stay on top of it. So I wouldn't build. Yeah, I would. SaaS is really, like, we're kind of, I think, in the middle of a SaaS bubble, and I think it's going to burst. And I think a lot of people are going to have wasted and spent a lot of money building something that I don't know if they should have built. Again, I lean heavily into service-based businesses. Build a tool that you can use to help someone else, but don't try to sell your SaaS to the market. I think that could be a mistake at this point. I don't know. I mean, again, all of this it's based off of the individual. That's me personally. I wouldn't build a SaaS tool right now, but that's not to say that somebody over here couldn't build a SaaS tool and make it extremely, get a huge valuation, make a ton of money off of it. I'm just thinking, in my head, for people, my advice to people, and I've known a lot of people who have built apps, and most of those people have lost money on their apps. And so it's kind of like thinking like that, where it's like, maybe don't do that. maybe there are easier ways to make money. We have a client right now. He said something funny actually yesterday. He said, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building software that nobody wanted to use. And it's because it takes so much time to build a software that by the time you go to market, things evolve and change, and there's no longer a need for that software. So if you want to build something that could be successful, you can't think in terms of what people need now. You have to be able to future cast. You have to be able to think, okay, by the time this is done, what is something that they're going to need a year from now? What's something that they're going to need 6 months from now? And in order to be able to future cast like that, you have to know the market, and you have to know the market so well that you have 90% certainty of which way the market's going to go in order to build something that people are going to need in the future. But then again, it's a huge risk. So you got to be really careful with software and SaaS right now.
That's excellent. So what difference do you make between SaaS and AI agents?
So AI agents, and this is another reason why I think that SaaS, like a lot of SaaS products, are just going to disappear, is because SaaS tools are there to make things more productive. But if you could train an agent to operate if you can train an agent to operate without needing a SaaS tool, the agent will just operate. It'll just do it. And so, I mean, it's just like having an additional employee. So I think that AI agents are actually going to be, I think AI agents are going to be the wave of the future. I mean, we saw with ChatGPT Operator, that ChatGPT Operator was terrible. It was a really, really stupid rollout that they did. I think it was a massive mistake. Charged a whole lot of money for it, and then it had a whole lot of cancellations because it's just terrible. And now you got all of these competitors that are, DeepSeek and Grok and Gemini and Claude that are coming out with better models than ChatGPT. And AI agents are right around the corner. And as soon as AI agents drop, I think we're going to see a whole lot of drop off in SaaS tools, because you can just train an AI agent to say, hey, I just had somebody drop into my email list. I need you to take that and then move it over here and plug that email into this program. And now what we've done is we've done away with Zapier, right? We've done away with, we can do away with scheduling softwares. We can do away with content writing softwares. There's so many different SaaS tools that are going to be replaced by AI agents. And so learning, thinking, okay, what are the opportunities that I might have with AI agents when they come out? See, that now that's an opportunity, because AI agents are going to come out and they're going to just change the entire environment. And so right now, if you can be thinking, okay, what's a business model that I could use, or what's a tool that I could create that's going to be able to use AI agents when they come out? Now we're future casting. Now we're thinking, okay, I could have this ready to go by the time AI agents really make a presence and start changing, the changing the ecosystem, becoming powerful.
Excellent. Have you ever built AI agents?
No. See, I stick with things that I know, and I don't know that business. I don't know that side of artificial intelligence yet. But I promise you, as soon as something comes out that is usable, I mean, I jumped into ChatGPT Operator really, really fast, and started using it and found out how terrible it was. And so I was like, yep, I'm going to hold off until something better comes out. As soon as something better comes out, I'm going to be all over it. But I did not, I don't know enough about AI agents to be able to say, this is how I'm going to use it. Or, or even, there's some people I think who are already using them. They've trained AI agents to do certain tasks. And I haven't figured that stuff out. I haven't played around with it at all, because it's not in like a simple, there's nothing that's like a simple tool to utilize that can help build an agent or use an agent yet.
Excellent. So, as of Graffiti Media, what problem are you really solving for? Is it to grow the audience? Is it to sell the products? Is it to, I want to understand, with Graffiti Media, you are using YouTube, right? With Graffiti Media, your main channel. Is it YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, so what are you doing actually? Are you helping people grow the YouTube channels? Or are you helping them grow their businesses in terms of sales using YouTube?
Yeah, so our main client avatar are business owners who want to use YouTube to grow their business. So our first goal when we sign up a new client is to help them see an ROI, so that way we could justify our expense. We want them to be able to pay for our services using YouTube with our strategies. And then once we have an ROI, now we start to grow. And we have grown many channels to hundreds of thousands, couple to over 1 million subscribers. And those people have made millions and millions of dollars from our services in their business.
So what's the key before you tell people how they can do to reach out to you, to contact Graffiti Media, how they can do that? Before you do that, what would you say to someone who's building a YouTube channel, a young entrepreneur in Africa, who is trying to do what you say, creating content, and then he chose YouTube, he's doing YouTube? What would you say the keys to grow a YouTube channel to a satisfying audience and maybe selling his product to YouTube?
Well, kind of like I was saying earlier, my whole approach to social media is value oriented. I want to make sure that whatever I'm writing whatever I'm speaking, whatever videos I'm creating are valuable to an audience. And if all I do is just keep producing valuable content, there will be people who come back to me and want to do business with me. So our approach to YouTube is for our clients is exactly the same thing. Don't try to sell in your videos ever. Never try to sell. Just share what you know and give value. Be authentic, be real, and tell stories and let people into learning about who you are as a human. And once you do that, as you do that for long enough and stay consistent, people will start to come. Right. I started my current YouTube channel. I mean, I've built a lot of personal YouTube channels to very successful YouTube channels, but my personal brand YouTube channel, where you found me, the I'm Scott Simson channel, is I really didn't start creating content on it. I mean, I started like daily content on it in the middle of December, and already I have like 1,800 subscribers on the channel, and it grows relatively fast when you follow the value first model, and you just give value. You don't even have to talk about, like, you don't. I mean, you have to have a plan for your content. You have to have a beginning, middle, and end. You have to have a flow to it. You have to, but bottom line is it needs to be valuable, and you need to be able to speak fluidly. It can't be like, you can't have big long pauses. You know, for me, I've been doing this for years, for over 10 years, and I've created probably 2,000, 2,500 videos in that time. And so I can get on camera and I could just speak, and I can speak about most subjects, and I can talk, and it's very fluid and it's easy to follow along. So when I create content, I don't want to edit on my personal channel. I want it to be more like a podcast. I want it to feel more real, where I have a subject, I've got notes, and then I just roll. I just go. I don't show any visuals. I just talk. And that works for me, but it's easy for me to deliver value in that medium. It's easy for me to say things that keep people engaged because I've been doing it for so long. But if somebody's just starting from scratch, they might not have those skills. They might have to edit. And so that adds a little bit more of a challenge to the equation, because now you have to have a different skill. And so there's a lot of like little tips and tactics, but I think that the bottom line is you have to learn how to create content that people want to watch. And then you just have to keep creating content until your channel starts to grow. And that's where most people fail. They fail because they create content for 30 days and then they get bored, or they feel like it's not working yet. Well, you have to remove, kind of like building a business. You have to remove the I'm going to do this until, and say I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for this period of time, and start thinking like, I'm never going to stop because I'm going to eventually be successful. I'm going to do whatever it takes to be successful on YouTube.
That's amazing. And one more thing, when you say that you have to be able to speak fluently, I have one question in mind. I'm from Congo. You know Congo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Congo. It's not an English-speaking country. We're French here. What do you think of my English?
You say you speak French?
Yeah, I'm from a French-speaking country. We don't speak English here. We speak French. So as you were talking about speaking fluently or on the camera, one question popped up just to ask you feedback on my English.
So I didn't say fluently. I said fluidly. To be able to flow, be able to, so that way people. What ends up happening a lot of times is people will create content and they'll be like, so today I went to the store, and right, that's not fluid. It's very choppy. And so being able to speak fluidly, where you can string your words together smoothly, that's more of what I'm talking about. But I will say this: if your first language is French, speak in French. Speak to the French audience. there's millions of dollars to be made in Congo. There are certain there are millionaires in Congo, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are millionaires in Congo speaking French. You can speak French on a YouTube channel and gain a French audience and a French speaking audience. That works. This is one thing that I would say I see a lot of people from all over the world. And I don't live in these places, so I don't know. I don't know what it's like. I'm coming from an English speaking, first language English speaking perspective, but I do know that there are millionaires in every country in the world, and in every language, speaking every language in the world, and there is a desire for everybody to earn that English speaking audience. Everybody wants the English speaking audience, which means that there's opportunities to the French speaking audience. There's opportunities to a German speaking audience. There's opportunities to a Tagalog speaking audience or a Mandarin Chinese speaking audience. And so wherever you feel the most comfortable, that's where I'd say start a YouTube channel in that language and appeal to the people who speak those languages, because there aren't as many people who are speaking those languages, appealing to those audiences, there are trying to speak to the English speaking audience. So if your first language is French, start a French YouTube channel.
That's excellent. Thank you for the advice. But my question was just to know, how do you feel of my English? What do you think of my English? That was the question.
Well, I think that your English is great. I can understand everything that you're asking me. So that makes it very easy. You've done a great job learning English.
Thank you. So my channel actually is doing doing both. I started in French. Normally I speak French on my channel, but I'm a tech guy. So most of my experience, I will work with people who are outside. I will work with outside companies. I will work with people from Nigeria. I will work with people. So I came to a point that English and French looks like the same to me. So okay. I have an audience in French. I have an audience in English. So to me, it's hard at this stage. It's really hard to just do French, because I feel like it limits myself. I'm used to talk to people in America, in Nigeria. I have lots of interactions with people in English speaking countries. So that influenced me a lot. And if I don't consider this, I will miss out on some opportunities, like to have you. And also, I think that in this world of AI, language should not no more be a barrier to me. That's how I feel. So I don't choose people on language. You speak English, you can do something, I'm open to it. You speak French, I'm open to it. So I don't know, but that's just how I feel about this right now. But I don't know if it makes sense.
It does. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, and then, speaking of artificial intelligence and languages, there are these like real-time language translators that are coming out and auto dubbing on YouTube. And so pretty soon what's going to be able to happen is you'll be able to post a video. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze in a second. You're going to be able to post a video in any language, and YouTube, artificial intelligence will be able to translate that and in any language. So whatever language you speak, artificial intelligence will be able to make it make sense for you.
Excellent. So, Scott, are you currently working on something exciting? Maybe what's next for you? That something you want to share, something that passionate you?
Yeah. So, I mean, our business, as you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, my entire channel is dedicated to my journey from 7 figures to 8 figures in our business. And so everything that I'm talking about on my YouTube channel is what I'm learning in the moment to go from where I'm at right now to getting to my dream outcome or to my goal. So all of my focus is going to scaling our business to an 8-figure business. I want to get over $10 million in a year. And so there are certain things that we're doing. It's not anything that's like, hey, this is groundbreaking. It's just how do I learn how to scale? What do I need to learn in order to scale from 7 figures to 8 figures? That's what I'm working on right now. And so there are a lot of like little things in the background, hiring practices, learning learning direct response marketing, firing up a coaching program, teaching people how to sell my own products, how to market my own products or my program services. So those are the things that we're working on right now.
Excellent. So if people want to reach out to you because they are interested in how they can grow their businesses through YouTube, what should they do?
They can, I would say, follow me on Instagram or follow me on YouTube. Instagram's a little bit easier to communicate because you've got the DMs there. My Instagram handle is I am Scott Simson. And that's the easiest place to find me.
Excellent. So we are coming to the end. So I want you to summarize, what's the plan you have to start making decent money with AI? Let's summarize.
Yeah. So, and this is one of those things where there's so many things to talk about. I think that in order to make money with anything, and not just AI, and the reason I say anything is because it includes artificial intelligence, but it's literally like anything that you want in life. You have to rewire your brain to have faith first. I am going to make money. I'm going to make $1 million. You have to believe that in your head, in your heart, in your soul. I'm going to make $1 million. And then you have to switch your brain model from I don't know how to do this to the answers will come. And then when that type of mentality, I know I'm going to make $1 million. I know the answers will come. And then what ends up happening is you start to become a solutionist, meaning you stop seeing problems, and every problem that you see, you start thinking about what is the potential solution. That is where the money is made. The money is made when somebody has a problem and you can offer them a solution. And so if you become a solutionist, a problem solver, that is step one in becoming successful. You have to learn how to become a solutionist. You have to learn how to look for solutions where people have problems. And then step two is creating a product or a service that can solve those problems. So if it's in artificial intelligence, again, the easiest solution to solve is productivity. How can I create an agency or some type of product or some type of tool that I can sell to someone else that will help them become more productive? And if you learn how to, if you say, hey, there's an opportunity here, these people have this problem, I can take my opportunity, sell it to these people who have this problem, and then solve their problem for them. Now there is an exchange of value that you can put a dollar amount to. You can say, this is worth $5,000. I'm going to sell it for $5,000. And there will be people who are willing to pay for it. But you have to be willing to think in terms of, I know that I can do this and I want to solve problems. If you're not value oriented, you will lose until you become value oriented. And you have to be careful, because if you sell somebody something that you don't know how to deliver, then your reputation will be tarnished and it'll be harder for you to succeed moving forward. And then it's just a matter of staying consistent. Start creating content, start talking about what you have learned and offering value to the world. That there is more than enough for everybody to make a good amount of money and stay and become successful. You just have to believe that and not get not get too competitive. Look for opportunity to collaborative opportunity.
Excellent. Excellent. I love your advice. So you are very big on mindset, because I think this is the most important thing, because I like the way that you framed it, that you say that it's not just about the way you make money in every business. It's with a certain mindset. So if you have that mindset, even if you are doing AI, you will make money.
100%. I mean, if you think about it, everything, we live our life through our perceptions, right? I mean, I'm holding this pen, but I don't know if this pen is actually here. I am perceiving that I'm feeling it. I'm perceiving that I'm looking at it. I'm perceiving that I can smell it. It's all a perception that comes through my mind. And so success, wealth, creation, anything, it's all about what we're telling ourselves up here. And when we're selling something, when I sell something to somebody, I'm not I am let's see here. What works better than anything is their trust in my program, my service, that my service will work for them. They don't come up with that on their own. I have to tell them, I have to how do I say this? I have to convince them through my words, through my confidence, that what I'm selling to them is going to work for them. That is all mindset. That's all from right here. And so if you can teach yourself to think this way, to be more confident, to use your words to explain things better, you can build a business. It's the energy that you're putting out into the world. And that starts with here. It starts with your head.
I like that. So, all right. And again, thank you so much, Scott, for stopping by. It was amazing talking to you. I really enjoyed talking to you. For the people who have watched us, if you have learned something from Scott today, drop your comments to tell everybody what it was that you drop your takeaways from this master class from Scott Simson in the comment. And if you like the video, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring the bell if you don't want to miss the next interview. So Scott, thank you so much again. I really appreciated talking to you and learning from you today. It was just an amazing talk for me. I'm so happy for that.
Well, thanks for having me, brother. I appreciate it. This has been fun. It's been great. You're a great interviewer. You ask really good questions.
Thank you so much.